He is a shining example of what I think the next generation should look to.
I think that there has been no one over the past 10 or 15 years who has shown as much passion and willingness to get involved.
I think he definitely will leave a legacy.
He's loving, he is witty, and cuddly.
Certainly you do notice his presence when you meet Mark. Probably the first question was, did he grow up near a nuclear plant?
Well, no, there aren't any nuclear plants in the small town of Kemptville, Ontario, where Mark grew up, but there are plenty of ice ponds where he learned to skate. At 17, Mark left home to pursue a hockey career at the major junior A level. Thankfully for those opponents on the receiving end of his body checks, Mark returned home in 1983 with a desire to join the family fleet founded by his father Ken, a tough but highly respected leader in the Ontario trucking industry. Mark started as a driver before graduating to a variety of other positions under his father's thorough guidance. For a while, it appeared that making it to the NHL would have been the less challenging career choice.
Ken was actually a very demanding man. He found it difficult to work for his dad because they were so much alike. I see Ken so much in Mark. Mark and Ken, they were true businessmen. They were honest, dependable, reliable, country hicks to the soul for sure.
Soon after joining Kriska, Mark met Kathy Peters, and the two started dating. It became immediately clear to Kathy she would have to get used to being around trucks. A lot.
Our first evening out together, we were at a pub and we ended up actually at Kriska, at Ken's office. So really, it was a little unusual, but he was very proud of what his dad was doing and what he was part of as well. And he gave me a whole tour of the shop, Ken's office, the whole thing. Honestly, that's what it was. I thought it was weird, but.
Luckily for Mark, Kathy doesn't scare so easily. They were soon married and then started a family. By 1995, Kriska's fleet of 100 trucks was generating $20 million in annual sales, and Mark was appointed president. It wasn't long before Kriska's identity started to reflect Mark's influence, and he quickly made a name for himself as part of the next generation of bright, up-and-coming OTA executives.
My memories of that first encounter was someone who was very personable, very comfortable in his own skin, and interested in learning what he could about the industry. I will say that from the moment I met him, I can say I looked up to him, literally.
But I very quickly gained a respect for him, his excitement, his engagement. We've been quite capable of chucking crap at each other and having fun, and people go, oh my God, that's a zinger for that guy. We love doing it. It's a respect we have for each other. And he's just been a fun guy to be around and to be with.
A natural-born leader, Mark has been a pivotal facilitator for many progressive improvements within the industry and the OTA as an organization. He was twice chairman in 2006 and interim chairman in 2010, and he is the current chair of the CTA. Armed with a passion for innovation and safety, Mark was a key architect of OTA's speed limiter proposal and is a dedicated advocate for universal ELDs. A catalyst behind the CTA's Blue Ribbon Task Force on the driver shortage, Mark is also famous for putting driver issues front and center and demanding respect for the difficult job they do.
Mark's a trucker, and he really relates to the drivers. Drivers love him. They'll come into the office and they'll just speak with him. It's like a revolving door.
He knows what it's like, that day-to-day, night by night, truck stop by truck stop. He can relate to it.
Well, I think his biggest single contribution has been to help elevate the level of respect that we have from our shippers and the outside world.
And I don't think Mark doesn't ask to lead. I think people look to him to lead, and he's selfless in his willingness to put time and effort and energy into causes that affect the industry and his company.
A pillar in his home community as well, Mark is generous to the core. His unrelenting support for local charities, palliative care programs, and youth hockey is well known.
It all stems from inside and how he was brought up to be generous. And also, Mark wants to make people happy.
Like his father before him, Mark's biggest success is his family. As Mark once did, his children are also following in their dad's footsteps. Clark plays hockey in the AHL and was recently drafted by the Pittsburgh Penguins. Regan works at Kriska Transport and is herself a rising star among OTA's next wave of future leaders. Both inherited Mark's fierce commitment and work ethic.
There's one thing he always says to, I think, Reagan and I, is nothing good happens after 9 o'clock, which kind of explains his theory on growing up.
Dad he's pretty cool. I have to give him that. He definitely has taught, I think, both Clark and I some very good work ethics. Certainly, if we wanted something, whether we were 3 years or 23 years, he certainly makes you work for things.
Clearly, when Mark speaks, people listen. For one thing, he's got a pretty big voice, and so they have no choice. But all kidding aside, his genuine passion and love for trucking and the OTA is infectious, and what makes him such a captivating ambassador for our industry.
Honestly, Mark loves what he does. He loves the trucking industry. He says to me he never wants to retire because he just loves what he does.
When he gets passionate about stuff, you get a couple of drinks into him, it's like, geez, you know what really pisses me off? Does it piss you off too, right? And then he goes into whatever it is that's pissing him off. And that's Mark. And he's passionate about it, and he's Mark.
He is very deserving of this award. I remember last year at this time, when his friend Scott won it, he kept saying to me, this is like winning the Stanley Cup in our industry. He's winning the Stanley Cup, and it's exciting because this year he gets to do it.
There's no question he epitomizes service to industry. Mark deserves this award because of the enormous amount of passion and time and work that he's put in the industry, and the way he has answered the call time and again.
Dad, we're all very proud of you. Myself, Reagan, Mom. I think the one guy especially would be Papa. I think he'd be very proud of what you've done in the last 10, 15 years, and I just want you to know that.
Dad, I'm very, very proud of you and very, very happy. I hope you enjoyed this night, and I know it's a really big deal. Congratulations, and I hope this year's just as good.
Mark, I'm very proud of you. Congratulations on such a wonderful, wonderful award. You so deserve this.
I hope you had the time of your life.
I love you.